Muletrain!
And it is time now for the Muletrain News Program on this windy Monday, May the 9th, 2016. Brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant.
Election returns from the Muleshoe City election on Saturday, brought to you now by Griswold, Moores and More in cooperation with the Dinner Bell Restaurant. And Griswold, Moores and Moores, located at 516 North 214 and Dale and K Griswold, and the Dinner Bell Cafe, where the dinner bell is always ringing at 2103 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe. The election held for the Muleshoe City Council District 2 on Saturday elected Austin Bammert as the new city councilman. And Austin Bammert got 18 votes to Donald Phelps' 10 votes. No one was holding that position at the present time. In the other election, which is called a special election for maintaining and repairing municipal streets in the city of Muleshoe, there were 93 votes for and only 3 votes against that measure. And these election results brought to you by Dinner Bell Restaurant in Muleshoe and Griswold, Moores and More. Also, the canvassing of the returns from the city general election and special election will be held Monday evening at their regular meeting of the Muleshoe City Council at 5:30 in City Hall in the council chambers. Other items on the agenda will be review a financial statement for last month, and there will be administrative reports. The water park in Muleshoe will open on Tuesday, May the 31st. The annual Lake Muleshoe Youth Fishing Day will be Saturday, June the 4th in the new city park of Muleshoe, and the city of Muleshoe will host a blood drive for Coffee Memorial Blood Bank out of Amarillo on Wednesday, May the 11th. The mayor and city councilman will give closing remarks at the end of Monday evening's meeting. And of course, Gil Robert will be there with the Channel 6 camera, and we will be filming that city council meeting in its entirety. Now, you will find right now on the front page of MuleshoeTV.com the election results and also the video from the running for Reed, for Little Reed Markle of Muleshoe, and the church services are also found, and we'll have up later tonight the city council meeting. And that is all online and on the air on Channel 6. The high in Muleshoe on Mother's Day was 82 and the low was 42, but it was a windy Mother's Day afternoon. On Monday morning, we start the week off with 51 degrees at 8 o'clock. And now, a message from 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, and they bring you the weather forecast for Muleshoe, Sudan, Amherst, Earth, and our entire vicinity.
Secure your life with fast technologies available through 5 Area, whether you're in Muleshoe or anywhere in the world. Security and automation services for your home, farm, or business available now through your hometown company 5 area plan, starting now at $20 per month. Fast Technologies offers live and recordable video surveillance. Control your door locks and garage doors, whether you're in your recliner around the corner or in Dallas. Sliding control and motion detection. Door and window sensors. Receive alerts through text, email, or phone. Plans again starting at $20 per month. Call today, 5 area 806-272-5533, or go by their website at 5area.com. They will also be happy to give you an on-site demo, so stop by their offices today, 302 Uvalde Street on the west edge of Muleshoe. A DSL internet connection is required. That's home, farm, and business security and automation services available through Fast Technologies at 5 area. Call 806-272-5533 for more information. Well, it's been a windy last couple of days, actually last 3 days here in the Muleshoe area. Friday, the max wind gust was at 3:30 in the afternoon at 41 miles per hour. Saturday, 42 miles per hour at 7:53 in the evening. And then Sunday, our max wind gust was 47 miles per hour at 5:54 p.m. So far this morning on Monday, it's been windy, and the max wind gust has been 39 miles per hour so far today. But the weather forecast calls for windy conditions the rest of the day on Monday for Muleshoe. Sunny, high near 85 degrees. Breezy conditions with the west wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight. Low around 52. West winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, decreasing to 10 to 15 miles per hour during the evening hours. Sunny on Tuesday, a little bit calmer. High near 90 degrees. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear Tuesday night. Low around 50. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Wednesday we'll have a cold front come through sometime during the day. Sunny conditions on Wednesday, high near 83 degrees. North winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming west in the afternoon. Partly cloudy with a low around 49 degrees. East-northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then mostly sunny on Thursday, high near 76 degrees, so cooler. East-northeast winds around 10 miles per hour, becoming southeast in the afternoon on Thursday night. Mostly clear, low around 52. Friday, a little bit warmer, mostly sunny, high near 86 degrees. Southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, low around 56. And repeating our forecast for today on Monday, sunny, high near 85 degrees. Breezy conditions with the west wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. We've already had a gust this morning around 10:30 of 39 miles per hour. Mostly clear, low around 52 tonight. West wind 15 to 20 miles per hour, decreasing during the evening hours. Sunny on Tuesday, high near 90 degrees. West wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear Tuesday night, low around 50. 5 area telephone. West Plains Telecommunications has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast. Some interesting information on the National Weather Service website as they say that cold front will move through the area on Wednesday. It should bring a slight smell of smoke. As you know, if you've been following the national and international news, there's a massive fire in Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. And this will come from that area north of us, and so it will bring us a slight scent of that huge fire raging in Canada when this cold front arrives Wednesday during the afternoon and early evening hours.
I talked yesterday evening with our son Grayson Reynolds, who is up in northern New Mexico as a federal firefighter, and he told me that probably America will not send anyone to help the Canadians with their fire because they fight their fires in Canada so very, very different. But of course, they are available if Canada asks. But he doesn't anticipate that anyone from northern New Mexico will be sent at this time. But we certainly need to remember all the people there in Canada so greatly affected by the fire and those firemen fighting the fire. Running for Reed for little Reed Markle, 1-year-old son of Miss Ryan Markle of Muleshoe, was held successfully on Saturday morning. There were 160 participants, and we even noticed a man in his motorized scooter who was there from Brownfield, and he had muscular dystrophy, and he was there walking or running or riding for Reed also. And there were a lot of young mothers and their children, and a lot of mothers pushing their babies in strollers as well. It was a good feeling to see so many of them. And about $4,000 was raised for little Reed Markle's family to help with the medical expenses on Saturday morning. And Kinsey Green, who was the chairman of that event, wanted to thank everybody for coming out in force and walking, running, riding for Reed, whatever you did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And good news from Kinsey and Rhett Green. They're moving back to Muleshoe, and Kinsey Green will be teaching next year this year, won't it be, starting in August at the Dillman Elementary School, and they'll bring their little children, Jace and Tyranny, with them. Rhett Green has been working this year in his office out of Bovina. The Bailey County Commissioners Court will meet in regular session at the Bailey County Courthouse on Monday, and among the items on the agenda will be the consideration of authorizing Bailey County Judge Sherry Harrison to apply for grants from the Texas Historical Commission for the repair of the Bailey County Courthouse. That sounds good, doesn't it? And also they will consider approving a bond for Eric Dixon, who is the physical officer of Juvenile Board for Bailey and Palmer counties. Another consideration on the agenda will be establishing guidelines for extending financial waiver discounts to Bailey County EMS citizens rather than transferring accounts to collection agency. That meeting is going on Monday at the Bailey County Courthouse. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll tell you about the results of the Lady Mules softball and the Mules baseball games over the weekend, and we'll talk about the Invictus games going on right now here in America.
Libby Leal and Angelica Toscano want you to join them at Leal's Mexican Food Restaurant at 1010 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe, Texas. Come and eat anything from quesadillas to grilled cheese and the best hamburgers in town, open every day of the week. I especially like the bean and cheese burritos. I have traveled throughout Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado and never eaten at a better Mexican food restaurant than the original Leal's. This is Julia Reynolds, and I know that the original Leal's is the best.
This edition of the Muletrain News is brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant, along with the First Bank, where Phil Ken and all of the employees at First Bank wish the class of 2016 from our entire area the very best of luck in your future endeavors. The First Bank now has your ability to show your school spirit for the Muleshoe Mules, Dimmitt Bobcats, or Bovina Mustangs with the First Bank School Spirit MasterCard debit cards, available now at 202 South First Street, 806-272-4515. First Bank, right here in Muleshoe. Show your team spirit and earn cash for your school every time you swipe your card with the First Bank School Spirit MasterCard debit cards, available for the Muleshoe Mules, Dimmitt Bobcats, or Bovina Mustangs today. The First Bank is member FDIC. Griswold Mowers and More, where Dale Griswold will buy, sell, and trade your lawn mowers. He does mower and trailer repair as well and carries Continental batteries. Call Dale at 806-566-9993 or go by and see Dale or Donald at 516 North Highway 214. That's Griswold Mowers and More. It's time to get your lawnmower up and running or find one of his repaired, refurbished mowers for sale. He buys, sell, and trades lawnmowers, does mower and trailer repair, and carries Continental batteries at Griswold Mowers and More, 806-566-9993. Go by 516 North Highway 214 right here in Muleshoe.
The Lady Mules softball team played Kermit in the area championship game, and they won 1 out of 3 games. In the first game, Kermit beat the Lady Mules 15-3 in Lamesa on Friday. Then in the first Saturday game, the Lady Mules came back and they beat Kermit 5-4. Then that forced a third game, which Kermit girls won 20-6 over the Lady Mules. Congratulations to the Lady Mules on a very successful season. The Muleshoe Mules were playing at the same time in Lockney, and they lost both of their by-district games to River Road. The first game Friday, the score was River Road 16, Mules 3, and then the River Road team came back and beat on Saturday the Mules baseball team 17-5. Congratulations to the Muleshoe Mules baseball team on their season also. In sports, have you ever heard of the Invictus Games? Well, I certainly haven't, but I have now, because on Sunday evening we enjoyed watching the worldwide ESPN sports at the Walt Disney World near Orlando, Florida, opening ceremonies of the second annual Invictus Games. Now, Invictus Games was started by Prince Harry. You know, he was stationed for a time in Afghanistan, and he said that as he was coming back to the United Kingdom, he was flying with 2 or 3 wounded warriors and also one who had been killed. And it came to him that he needed to do something in this world for the injured warriors of our world, not just of his country or our country of the United States, but the world. And so I don't know how many countries participated in the second annual opening ceremony, but I'm going to guess maybe 17. And it was very, very inspiring. They have wheelchair basketball, sitting volleyball, indoor rowing, and many other sports, field events, and also swimming events, etc. Now, the word Invictus comes from the Latin word unconquered, undefeated. And one of these warrior games is trying to really emphasize how much the wounded warrior has to give to employers. And they urge people to hire the wounded warriors. The honorary chairman for this year's Invictus Games is George W. Bush, who, of course, everyone knows was so very much helpful to the warriors of our country. And also, our First Lady, Michelle Obama, spoke, and there was a Hispanic man who had been burned so very greatly. and his face was grotesque, but his soul is so strong. And he, I think, is a javelin thrower. And he spoke, and it touched everyone in the crowd and everyone watching on television as well. Next year, the Invictus Games will be held in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Laura Bush was there with her husband and many, many other dignitaries. And this is all going on for the next 4 days there near Orlando at Disney World. And gosh, we need to be hearing more about the Invictus Games. Now, this isn't just the wounded warrior that you can see what has happened by looking at him or her, but also it is for those who have been so greatly touched in trying to get back into society and trying to restart their lives and have mental problems, etc. The Muleshoe High School Student Community Action Club will meet on Monday night at 7:30 in the Santa Fe Depot. Of course, they help the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation so very much, and that depot is located there at the Heritage Foundation. Tuesday at 6, the National Honor Society and Science Honor Society will have their induction of new members at the Carrie Moore Auditorium of Muleshoe High School, and also at the auditorium on Wednesday morning will be at MHS the first day of Worth the Wait. On Thursday, the choir has a trip, and at 6 o'clock on Thursday night, the Muleshoe High School Future Farmers of America will have their banquet in the commons area of the school. We received such a nice thank you note from the Muleshoe Art Association and Sandra Chansey. It says, "Dear Gil Robert, thank you for your help in making our spring art show a success. We appreciate your assistance in getting the word out on Channel 6 about our art show, and then even filming and running it on the air and online. We get many, many comments from people who, for some reason, didn't get to come to the bank to see the show, but got to see it on Channel 6, online and on the air. Again, thank you for all you do for the Muleshoe Art Association." Thank you so very much, Sandra Chansey, for that nice, encouraging note. Well, Margaret and Charles Hamilton have 2 grandsons who will come to Muleshoe and marry in the month of July. The first one, Charlie Green, and his fiancée, Stephanie Henderson, will marry July the 17th at the 16th and Avenue D Church of Christ here in Muleshoe. His parents are Jeremy and Dana Hamilton Archuleta of Clovis, and her parents are Susan and Gary Henderson of Montana. And Charlie Green and Stephanie Henderson are both stationed in Maryland in our United States Air Force. And of course, this will be the second grandchild of Mr. and Miss Charles Hamilton that had married here in Muleshoe at the 16th and Avenue D Church of Christ. Now, Charlie's cousin, Jacoby Lee, and his fiancée, Beth Connor, who both live in Portales, will marry July the 30th on the steps of the James Ranch House here in Muleshoe. And the prospective bride is the daughter of Vicki Grundin of Portales, and the prospective bridegroom is the son of Jarby and Lisa Hamilton Lee of Portales also. And so it's going to be a very busy month for Mr. and Mrs. Charles Hamilton, with 2 grandsons marrying both in July and both here in Muleshoe. At the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizens Center last week, young people from Muleshoe High School were brought to the Senior Citizens Center to entertain, and they were brought by Josie Guerrero. And the senior citizens enjoyed so very much their talented entertainment. On Thursday afternoon after lunch at 1:30, they will play bingo at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center, Main and Avenue D in downtown Muleshoe. On Monday at the Parkview Nursing Care Center, they are talking about memories of mother. And at 2:30, they will play bingo and enjoy snacks. On Tuesday morning, they'll have their coffee club and talk about current events. At 10 o'clock, there will be a praise and worship service, and all of the ladies can have their hair done at the beauty shop at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon at the Parkview. They'll have a social as well and show a movie on Tuesday afternoon. In our bargain basement, we have for sale a couch and love seat. It's in light blue tones. Call 806-272-3896. That's for sale, a light blue tone couch and love seat. Call 806-272-3896. For sale, 3-burner gas grill in good condition. They want $125. Call 806-272-7674. Leave a message if no one is at home. For sale, an Amana 20 cubic inch refrigerator with 2 doors. The freezer is above. It's frost-free, off-white, in good condition. Call Johnny Gonzalez at 806-518-2012 or see at 307 West Avenue K. Need to buy a portable basketball goal? Call Johnny at 806-518-2012. We'll be back with more Bargain Basement and more Muletrain news in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Daisy's in Dirt, where she has a huge new arrival of items in her greenhouse at 571 County Road 24. That's 1 mile west of Lazabody and a quarter mile south. Call Kim Birkenfield, 806-566-5875. She's still offering her Mother's Day special through May the 12th. She will fill one of her cool decorative pots with soil and flowers for a great low price. Ask her about the details. Also, she has in now geraniums, also sweet potato vine, coleus, bacopa, lobelia, verbena, impatiens, and sun patience. The beautiful blue and black salvia, we bought some of that and planted it, and it's already blooming, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Several varieties of lemongrass, and ask him how to keep the mosquitoes away with the citronella geraniums. Daisy's in Dirt also has in alyssum, petunias, daylilies, dianthus, vinca, ferns, and also don't forget about her special. She'll fill one of her cool decorative pots with soil and flowers for a great low price, and that's good through May the 12th. Kim is at Daisy's in Dirt, 1 mile west of Lazabody and a quarter mile south at 571 County Road 24. Call her at 806-566-5875. The swing bed program is available at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center for the Medicare patient discharged from Muleshoe or any other area hospital following an acute illness. injury, or surgery, but still needs time and physical therapy to heal and strengthen before going home. Call Lucy Garcia for more information. She's an RN at the Muletrain Medical Center about the swing bed program, 806-272-4524, to see if your loved one qualifies. The Muletrain Medical Center is located at 708 South 1st Street. Again, call Lucy Garcia about the swing bed program, 806-272-4524.
Next Monday on May the 16th, next week, they will start early voting in the runoff election in the state of Texas. And we have a congressman that will be elected in this runoff election because there is no one running in November against him. Arrington and Robertson are the two candidates that will be on the ballot. And May 16th through the 20th is early voting, and Election Day will be May the 24th. Please exercise your freedom and your responsibility and your right to vote. And we want to repeat that Austin Bamert was elected the new city councilman for Muleshoe, District 2, on the Muleshoe City Council. And these election returns brought to you by Griswold, Moores and More, and the Dinner Bell Restaurant. Al-Anon Family Group meets every Monday night at 7 at the First United Methodist Church in Muleshoe in the Children's Library. Please enter the south door on West Avenue F, and it is the first door on your right as you enter the hall. Al-Anon is for family and friends of alcoholics and or drug addicts. At the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center on Tuesday, they'll serve vegetable beef stew, zucchini squash, tossed vegetable salad, whole wheat dinner rolls, apricots, and your choice of drink. Wednesday, grilled steak, mashed sweet potatoes, green beans, tossed vegetable salad, cornbread or wheat bread, and tropical fruit. Thursday, pork chops, black-eyed peas, spinach, baked apple with cornbread, and also you always have a drink to eat. And that's at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center here in Muleshoe. Vacation Bible School at the First Baptist Church is going to be held June the 6th through the 9th, and it will be Cave Quest, Following Jesus, the Light of the World. And we understand that Anderson Grulke is graduating from high school, and so that is a big accomplishment. Congratulations, Anderson. The Grulke family formerly lived here in Muleshoe. On your prayer list, please remember Clyde Vaughn of Tulia, the father of Debbie Hutto of Lubbock, formerly of Muleshoe, and also his wife and family. Reed Markle and all of his family. Also, little Eliza Dodd of Portales. Her grandmother is the former Jane Foster, who taught for years here in Muleshoe. Susan Kirby, whose sister Sherry died last Wednesday. Barbara Jones Parton of Lubbock, formerly of Muleshoe, who is recuperating from gallbladder surgery done Thursday. Lester Morgan of Muleshoe, who had surgery last Thursday in Lubbock, and he is now at home here in Muleshoe, and he is the father of Pam Thomason of Muleshoe. Remember the families of Eloise Wilson, 94, Zulema Gomez, 76, Lucy Riccio, 74, Mike Pugh, 77, Pasquale Cisneros, 90, of Muleshoe, Maria Chacon, 71, Hannah Simmons, 10, Barbara Hall, 75. Esther Gonzalez, 55, of San Antonio, formerly of Muleshoe, and Shirley Jones Chapman, 68, formerly of Muleshoe, the sister of James Roy Jones of Houston, formerly of Muleshoe. Brother Richard Kaufman of Kermit and his wife, who has cancer and is in hospice care, and he is the father of Brother Jeff Kaufman of Muleshoe. Delinda Terrell of Blossom, who was injured severely in a wreck. The Colton Hill family of Lasbuddy, who lost their home recently, and there is a fund at the Muleshoe State Bank. Larry Thornton of Muleshoe, still in rehab in Dallas, and there is a fund for his medical expenses at First Bank. The families of Ishmael and David Ojeda, and also Alicia Molina, who were killed in a train wreck in our area. Vicki Garner, now at home, and we're so glad to report that little Harper Lee Kirby is now at home after her major surgery last Wednesday in Lubbock. She is the great-granddaughter of Mary Janice Brantley of Muleshoe. Bob Alexander and all of the residents at the Parkview Nursing Care Center, Margaret Adams, Joyce Clements, Maurice Bruns, Gwen Gulker, Jean Allison, and also Pat Nichols in Raider Ranch, and Gil Roberts saw Jean Allison and Mrs. Leopard and Jean's daughter Vita Skoglund here in Muleshoe at Lee Al's just recently, and Mrs. Leopard lives at Raider Ranch also, and she is Dr. Robert Leopard of Muleshoe's mother. Also, Ruth Hall's aunt is in Raider Ranch, and she originally is from Virginia, and we need to remember all of these people. Jinx Myers is at home, and little Colson Clark is also at home, the grandson of Miss Gary Clark of Muleshoe. Diane Brunson is at home, and her husband David and Sean Shipman also, and Cleo and Ruby Ward and Jerry and Bill Savuto and Joe and Wayne Pearson of Nazareth, formerly of Muleshoe. And please don't forget our dear friend Jenny McVicker of Amarillo, formerly of Muleshoe.
Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News. You can hear our latest Muletrain rotating on Reach Broadband Channel 6. Find our last several months' worth of Muletrain news programs free of charge on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page. This edition of the Muletrain News brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith. The book and movie titled The Wind. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
And the Sounds of Texas are brought to you here on Reach Broadband Channel 6, as well as MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online, bcecoop.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle all hope that you enjoy the Sounds of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Dorothy Scarborough was born in Mount Carmel, Texas in 1878. When she was 4, her family moved to Sweetwater and lived there 5 years. Then they moved to Waco.
So she understood the climate and the beginnings of the cotton industry. She was fascinated by that and found later that people in the North were too. You know, cowboys and wind and all that. It was a fascinating time.
Dorothy Scarborough went to Baylor and Oxford and ended up teaching writing at Columbia University.
She was the first woman to be on salary teaching a class. They never made her a full professor because she was a woman.
Emily Sharp of Lubbock is Dorothy Scarborough's second cousin.
In fact, her name is Emily Dorothy Scarborough, and as an English major, I feel real connected to her. She's kind of a folk hero, and later she went all around the Appalachian Mountains, and she recorded the folk songs of the African American people there. She went all over the shanty houses of Appalachia and got these wonderful songs.
Dorothy is best known for a book titled The Wind, a 1925 psychological thriller about the wind causing murder and insanity. It was first published anonymously.
At first, the people of Sweetwater thought that it was heresy because she was saying how bad the wind was, and especially the Chamber of Commerce was furious at her for saying how bad the weather was. Well, later, the novel got pretty good acclaim, and they started making a movie with Lillian Gish playing the heroine. So all of a sudden she's sort of famous, and the Chamber of Commerce invited her to come back. So she sort of hemmed and hawed a little bit and decided to go back and speak at the Chamber dinner, and sure enough, the day she came back, there was the worst dust storm ever.
Emily Sharp of Lubbock writes poetry and says Dorothy had a big influence on her. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.
Time now for the market report, brought to you today by Stephen Dement, financial advisor with Edward Jones. Member SIPC's right here in Muleshoe at 104 West 2nd Street in his office. Call 806-272-4102. Speak with Stephen or branch office administrator Dana Rempe. The market report was recorded this Monday, May the 9th, 2016 at 11:50 a.m.
This is Dana Rempe of Edward Jones bringing you the daily financial market report. U.S. stocks are little changed to start the week as investors look forward to another week of earnings to help provide direction. Healthcare shares are leading advancers in early trading. Crude prices and energy stocks are lower as production is trimmed by the wildfires in Western Canada. Absent any key economic reports, markets will be looking ahead to retail sales data at the end of the week to provide more insight into the future Fed rate changes. Bonds are trading higher with the lack of a catalyst to move equities. So far this morning in the S&P 500, the best performing sector is healthcare, while the worst performing sector is energy. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 52 points to 17,687. The S&P 500 index is up a point to 2,058, and the NASDAQ Composite Index is up 20 to 4,756. This morning, volume on the New York Stock Exchange is high with 440 million shares traded. Decliners are outnumbering advancers by a narrow margin. In commodity markets, the spot price of gold is down $21 to $1,266. The spot price of silver is down 44 cents to $17.03, and crude oil prices are down 74 cents to $43.92. In bond markets, the 30-year Treasury yield is currently 2.62%, and the 10-year Treasury yield is 1.76%. In stocks of local interest, Procter & Gamble is down 2 cents to 82.11. Berkshire Hathaway is down $1.86 to 142.76. Xcel Energy is up 58 cents to 41.04. Pfizer is up 28 cents to 33.86. Walt Disney is down 54 cents to 105. Apple is up 40 cents to 93.12. Johnson & Johnson is up 89 cents to 113.63. Chevron is down $1.94 to 99.92. And AT&T is down 11 cents to 38.88. This is Dana Rempe of Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice at 104 West 2nd Street in Muleshoe. Daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com.